Hello everyone. In the previous video, we learned about IAM. Then what is full form of IAM? Identity and Access Management. We also learned there are two types of IAM. What are those two types? One is root users and second is IAM users. Then what is root users? Root users has full permissions and it can be logged in with email ID and password. Then what is IAM users? IAM users has limited permissions and it can be logged in with username and password. Now we will move little forward with the topic IAM. Okay. Now, can we say that IAM is used for security purpose? Yes, obviously. We can say that IAM is used for security purpose. So I am writing here IAM is used for security purpose. Okay. IAM is used for security purpose. Now, with IAM, you can control entire AWS resources centrally by giving proper permission. Whatever services are there in AWS, entire AWS services we can control by giving proper permissions. How we can control these AWS services? By using IAM. So can I say that it is also one type of definition also. If interviewer asks you what is IAM, then we can say that with IAM we can control entire AWS resources. Resources is nothing but services in AWS. With IAM, we can control entire AWS resources by giving proper permission. Okay, if interviewer asks you what is IAM, then we can say that with IAM, we can control entire AWS resources by giving proper permissions. Okay, now my question to you is, can we log into the EC2 instances using IAM? Okay, now for this, let's assume that, okay, first understand my question. Can we log into the EC2 instances by using IAM? Okay, we can control AWS services by using IAM, but can we log into the EC2 instances by using IAM? Okay, now for this, let's assume that we have one AWS console. Okay, let's assume this is our AWS console. Okay, we have one AWS console. Now we have EC2 instances inside this AWS console. We have EC2 instances inside this AWS console. Okay, now we can log into the any AWS services using root users or either using IAM users. Okay, now for example, with root users or with IAM users, I am trying to log in AWS console. Okay, but can I log into this AWS? Can I log in inside this AWS console which is EC2? So can I log in using root users or IAM users to this EC2? Okay, we can log into the AWS console or we can log into the AWS services with using IAM. But can we log into the EC2 instances with using root users or IAM users? Okay. Okay, EC2 is a service also. Okay, and inside this service we will have our application. So this application is not our service. So we cannot log in to the EC2 using root users or IAM users. Are you able to understand my question? Like we can log in AWS services using root users or IAM users. But inside this EC2 service, we have our application, which is EC2. This application is nothing but EC2. But we cannot log into this application or to this EC2 using root users or IAM users. Again, I am repeating. We can log into the AWS services, and one of the AWS services is EC2 service also. So I can log into the EC2 service using root users or IAM users. But inside this EC2 service, we have our application. Application is nothing but EC2. But we cannot log into the root users or IAM users inside this EC2. Okay, and we can also log into the AWS console using root users or IAM users. So I can log into the. So here I am writing like with root users or IAM users. With root users or IAM users, I can log in to AWS console and AWS services, but I cannot log in inside EC2 or any application. EC2 is nothing but we say as application only. Okay, with root users or IAM users, we can log into the AWS console and AWS services, but we cannot log in inside the EC2. Okay, now I'm asking to you, okay, like now I'm asking you to share your account with me. For example, you have root user account. Okay, now I'm asking to share your root account with me. So will you share your email ID or password with me? Obviously no, because due to security reasons we will not share any email ID or password. But if you want to share your root users with me, so how you will share? Okay, now you have root users, like you have root account. So inside your root account you will create one IAM account for me and you will share that IAM account with me. Got it? Like for example, I am asking you to share your root account with me, so you will not share your email ID or password with me. Instead of that, you will create one IAM account for me with using your root account and you will share that IAM account with me. Now again I am writing here, you can share your root account, you can share your root account by creating IAM users. Got it? For example, if you want to share your root account with anyone, so inside your root account you will create one IAM account and you will share that IAM account. Okay, now for daily activities we will not use our root account, instead of we will use IAM users only. Okay, for daily activities we will not use root account, we will use IAM account only. For daily activity, we will not use root account, instead of it we will use IAM account. Okay, for daily activity we will use IAM account, we will not use root account. Okay, now if we want to secure account we will use multi-factor authentication. Okay, now if you want to secure our account we will use multi-factor authentication. It is nothing but extra layer of security for your IAM users or root users. Okay, we will use multi-factor authentication for extra layer of security. What is MFA? Multi-factor authentication. Okay, for extra layer of security we will use MFA, multi-factor authentication. For extra layer of security we will use MFA, multi-factor authentication. Okay, now there are two ways to access AWS. Okay, now there are two ways to access AWS. Let's discuss what are those two ways. There are two ways to access AWS. Okay, one is console access, and another is programmatic access. There are two ways to access AWS. One is console access and another is programmatic access. Okay, now we can log into console access using email ID and password or using username and password. We can access to console access using email ID and password or username and password. Okay, email we can log in with email ID or password. It means it is a root account. It means we can log in with root account. And if you are logging with username and password, then it means we are logging with IAM account. Okay, we can log into console access using email ID and password or username and password. Email ID or password means we can log in with root account, and username and password means we can log in with IAM account. Now programmatic access. For programmatic access, we can access with CLI, command line interface. For programmatic access, we can access with CLI, command line interface, and also can log in with software development kit. and also can log in with SDK software development kit. For programmatic access, we can log in with CLI command line interface, and also we can log in with SDK software development kit. Okay. Now there are some policies in IAM like user groups, roles and policies. So we will discuss this more in details in coming videos.